Japanese mechanics have been using a dead simple coin trick for decades to catch transmission problems before they turn into $7,000 nightmares, and almost nobody in America talks about it. The idea is so basic it sounds ridiculous. You place a coin upright on your dashboard, let the engine idle in drive, and watch what happens. If that coin stays still, you are good. If it wobbles, vibrates, or falls over, your transmission, engine mounts, or torque converter could be failing, and you probably do not even know it yet. By the time you actually feel a transmission shudder through the steering wheel or the seat, the damage is already advanced. The coin picks up micro vibrations your body filters out. It is crude, it is old school, and Japanese technicians at independent shops in Tokyo have been doing it since the 90s as a quick first-pass screening tool before hooking up diagnostic equipment. Today I am going to show you exactly how this trick works, which SUV models are most at risk for catastrophic transmission failure right now, and the specific warning signs you need to catch before your repair bill explodes. Transmission replacements on modern SUV models are averaging $4,000 to $8,000, and some are pushing past $10,000 with labor. Let us get into it. First, how the coin trick actually works and why it is so effective. You park your SUV on flat ground, engine fully warmed up to operating temperature. That part is critical because cold transmissions behave differently. The fluid is thicker, the shifts are harsher, and you will get false readings. Let the engine run for at least 10 to 15 minutes, or better yet, take it for a short drive first. Then park it. Take a penny, nickel, or any small coin and stand it upright on a flat section of your dashboard, away from the air vents, away from the speakers, somewhere stable and smooth. A penny works best because it is the lightest common coin, which means it reacts to smaller vibrations that a heavier quarter might absorb. Now shift into drive with your foot firmly on the brake. Do not touch the gas. Just let it idle in gear. A healthy transmission and engine in a properly running SUV will idle so smoothly that the coin barely moves. Maybe a tiny tremor, but it stays standing. If that coin starts dancing, vibrating aggressively, or tips over within seconds, something is generating excessive vibration through the drivetrain. It could be a failing torque converter, worn transmission mounts, internal clutch slippage, or misfiring cylinders transferring bad harmonics through the drivetrain. Japanese mechanics use this as a first-pass indicator. It does not replace professional diagnostic equipment, but it tells you something is off, often months before the check engine light decides to show up. The beauty of it is you do not need any tools, any training, or any mechanical experience. You just need a coin and 60 seconds. Try it in drive, then shift to reverse while keeping your foot on the brake. If the vibration changes dramatically between the two, that is a huge red flag for transmission mount failure or internal transmission issues. A healthy drivetrain produces consistent, minimal vibration in both directions. Here is a bonus step most people skip. Try it in neutral, then back to drive. If the coin is rock solid in neutral but starts vibrating in drive, you have isolated the problem to the transmission or the drivetrain engagement system, not the engine. That one comparison alone can save you hundreds of dollars in diagnostic fees because you walk into the shop already knowing where the problem lives. Now, why does this matter so much right now? Because SUV transmissions are failing at an alarming rate. Let me walk you through the models getting absolutely destroyed by transmission problems and what owners are dealing with, starting with the GM trifecta. The 2024 Chevrolet Traverse, GMC Acadia, and Buick Enclave all share the same brand-new turbocharged 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine paired with a new 8-speed automatic transmission. Complete redesigns, fresh platforms. Consumer Reports has already stripped the recommendation from all three because of catastrophic transmission failures. We are talking complete transmission replacements on vehicles with fewer than 10,000 miles. GM issued a technical service bulletin just 4 months after the Traverse started production about out-of-spec clutch components requiring full transmission replacement. Then another bulletin about damaged turbine shaft seals causing fluid leaks. Then another one about loose pump bolts. 3 bulletins in under a year on a brand new transmission. One Traverse owner bought his brand new in May 2024, and the transmission failed at 3,300 miles. It sat at the dealer for months with no timeline for repair. An Acadia owner had his transmission fail at 950 miles. Let that sink in. Under 1,000 miles on a brand new SUV, and the transmission would not go into drive or reverse. Parts were back-ordered for weeks. The 2024 Chevrolet Silverado with the 10-speed automatic is another disaster. Owners across online forums are reporting widespread valve body failures between 7,000 and 13,000 miles. The transmission surges forward unexpectedly, refuses to shift, and eventually locks up entirely. Parts are back-ordered 2 months. One owner's brand new Silverado failed 650 miles from home during a trip. General Motors' initial response was essentially to wait. Multiple owners have filed under lemon laws because the same 10-speed transmission keeps failing, and General Motors cannot seem to fix the root cause. The Ford Explorer, one of America's best-selling 3-row SUVs, is having its own transmission crisis. The 6th-generation 10-speed automatic has rough, jerky shifts, especially at low speeds. Consumer Reports flagged transmission issues, driveline vibrations, and climate system failures. The turbo 4-cylinder sounds terrible, and owners describe a constant shudder that never goes away. This is the kind of thing the coin test would catch immediately, that persistent low-frequency vibration at idle in drive that most people dismiss as normal until the transmission starts slipping at 40,000 miles. Hey, before we keep going, if this is saving you from a potential money pit, hit that like button. It really helps. Nissan has earned a reputation for transmission problems, and it is well-deserved. The Pathfinder, Murano, and Rogue have all suffered from CVT failures going back over a decade. The 2013 and 2014 Pathfinders are among the worst offenders, with CVTs failing between 55,000 and 110,000 miles. Owners report the vehicle losing power while accelerating, a terrifying experience on the highway. The CVT overheats, shudders, and eventually gives out entirely. One Pathfinder owner described merging onto the interstate when the transmission suddenly stopped engaging. Full throttle, engine screaming, zero acceleration in highway traffic with a family in the car. Nissan extended warranties on some models after class action pressure, but millions of vehicles are still on the road with ticking time bombs under the hood. The Rogue is not much better. The 2011 and 2012 models have widespread complaints about the CVT overheating, the vehicle shuddering violently, and sudden loss of acceleration. If you are test driving any used Nissan SUV with a CVT, the coin test is non-negotiable. Place that coin on the dash, shift through every gear, and pay attention. If you feel anything inconsistent, walk away. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is another problem child. Consumer Reports rated it among the least reliable vehicles, with owners reporting slipping gears, recurring check engine lights, and transmission faults. A Michigan couple is suing Stellantis after their brand new Grand Cherokee 4xe completely shut off on the freeway. Their vehicle spent 8 months at dealerships during a 39-month lease. Stellantis recalled over 91,000 Grand Cherokee 4xe models for sudden power loss. That's not a minor software glitch. That's a vehicle shutting down in traffic with families inside. Subaru's continuously variable transmissions deserve a mention too. The Crosstrek, Outback, and Forester all use CVTs that have an extremely high failure rate when used as advertised. They overheat during off-road use, they limit torque to protect themselves, and they do not warn the driver when they are overheating internally. For a brand that markets adventure and outdoor capability, putting a fragile CVT behind every engine is a bizarre choice. These transmissions fail without warning, and the repair bill lands between $4,000 and $8,000, depending on the model and year. The Kia Sorento uses a dual-clutch transmission in higher trims, and if you have ever driven one in stop-and-go traffic, you know it can be a nightmare. Jerky, hesitant, and frustrating. The transmission can slip, the computer can glitch, and the brakes have their own set of problems. Kia does offer that famous 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, but here is the catch nobody reads in the fine print. That is only for the original owner. The second owner gets 5 years and 60,000 miles. If you are buying a used Sorento thinking that warranty has your back, double-check the transfer terms before you sign anything. Now here is what most people get wrong about transmission maintenance, and it is costing them thousands. They think automatic transmissions are maintenance-free. They are not even close. Transmission fluid degrades over time. It loses its friction properties, it gets contaminated with clutch material and metal particles, and it stops protecting the internals. Heat is the #1 killer of automatic transmissions, and degraded fluid accelerates heat buildup exponentially. Most manufacturers now claim lifetime fluid, meaning you never need to change it. That is technically true, but only because they define lifetime as the life of the transmission. Once the fluid degrades enough, the transmission fails, and that is the end of its life. Convenient definition, right? Independent mechanics, especially in Japan where preventive maintenance is practically a religion, recommend changing automatic transmission fluid every 50,000 to 60,000 miles. A fluid change costs $150 to $300. A new transmission costs $4,000 to $8,000. The math is not complicated. Check your transmission fluid if your vehicle has a dipstick. It should be bright red and translucent with a slightly sweet smell. If it is dark brown, smells burnt, or has visible particles in it, that fluid has been neglected and the transmission is suffering internally. Here is a final diagnostic tip that pairs perfectly with the coin test. When you are test driving any SUV, whether it is new or used, find a long straight road and accelerate gently from a stop through every gear. Pay attention to every single shift point. A healthy automatic transmission shifts so smoothly you barely notice it. If you feel a clunk, a hesitation, a surge, or a momentary loss of power between gears, that is the transmission telling you it is struggling. Then do the same thing on a slight incline. Transmissions under load reveal problems that flat road driving hides completely. If it hunts between gears on a mild hill, constantly upshifting and downshifting as it tries to figure out where to be, something is wrong internally. And here is one more model to watch out for. The Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid has been hit with no fewer than 11 recalls since its 2024 debut, including transmission problems, electric vehicle battery issues, and a software problem that can cause a complete loss of power while driving. Mazda's reputation for reliability took a serious hit with this one, and Consumer Reports flagged it for problems across nearly every major system. Do the coin test at idle. Do the shift-through test on the road. Check the fluid condition. And if the SUV you are looking at is on the list we just covered, proceed with extreme caution. A $500 pre-purchase inspection by an independent mechanic who specializes in transmissions can save you $8,000 down the road. It is the smartest money you will ever spend on a vehicle. And if you already own one of these SUVs, do the coin test tonight in your driveway. It takes 60 seconds. If that coin falls over, get to a transmission specialist before the problem compounds. Early intervention on a shuddering torque converter might cost $1,200. Ignoring it until the whole transmission grenades will cost you $7,000 or more. The choice is yours. That's all for today. If this saved you from buying a ticking time bomb, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you do not miss the next one. Drop a comment below if you have dealt with any of these transmission nightmares. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.